Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. I'm your host, Spread Astaire, and today we'll be diving into more DraftKings Best Ball winners. All right, guys, we are live. We're hanging out. I'm going to dive right into this draft right now. Drop your name in the comments if you want to draft with me. We will be doing the $20 entry, 15 million millionaire, 1.5 million to first over here on DraftKings, and I'm entering right now. Let's see how this goes. How you guys been? Camp reports coming in. Boy, these guys look great in shorts. Calvin Ridley. Have I seen this before? I mean, that guy, if football was played in just shorts, Calvin Ridley, next Jerry Rice. Roman Wilson gets carted off today. That caused a little hullabub in our Fanspeak chat, right, as we were high on Roman Wilson. Hopefully he's okay. Malik Neighbors shows why in any other year, besides maybe the Jamar Chase year, he would have been the first receiver taken off the board. His highlights look awesome going into this camp. But I'm trying not to overreact to camp news. I felt that last year I did overreact to camp news too much. I ran Ridley up the board. I ran Darren Waller up the board. I ran Dameon Pierce up the board. And none of those players worked out for me. So just trying to take it with a grain of salt. But I'm sticking to my priors as of right now. What was the other interesting thing? I'm not the only one to talk about this, but what's really more important than like who's looking great and making these awesome catches is just who's getting the first team reps, who's playing with who, things like that. So those are better things to keep an eye on. And Andrew brought that up when we did our show together, that we need to be worried about that. So I'm in this draft. Wait, what happened? What pick am I? Pick 8. Let's see if I get a running back. I see an ETR guy in here. A guy named Pearl Jam. He's still alive. I don't see anyone else in here. So none of the normal guys that draft with me. Maybe this time isn't as good. I don't know. Maybe am I going against some really super hot show right now? Some other best ball show. But around pick 8, I'll be probably going hero RB build. Probably get one of Brees or Bijan. And then we'll go from there. That'll be fun because I've done 0 RB, I believe, the last 2 drafts I've been on here with you guys. So to do the hero RB, I am pretty excited. We'll see, though. Brees and Bijan have been getting more popular here. However, I prefer them. I like the running. I've talked before. I'd like the wide receiver start. So if I miss out on that, I'm fine getting the wide receivers to start. So this draft is about to start. I do need to put the draft board up. That was a comment that was made. That's okay. I'm like a DraftKings guy, but that's where Underdog's better, where I can make it a separate page. But yeah, we're leaving the draft board up. While I wait for this draft to start, guys, I want to talk to you about Best Ball Overlay. Of course, this is a DraftKings show, but if you're drafting on Underdog, I've been using it. It gives you your exposures. It allows you to correlate your players. Not only can you see your exposures, you can see the percentage of your correlations. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely been helpful for me as I'm drafting on Underdog. So make sure you head on over to bestballoverlay.com. Use that promo code Fanspeak. Just a reminder, like the channel, subscribe to the video. And away we go as this draft is about to start. Let's see if CMC goes number 1. He usually does, right? He usually goes number 1. Seen some CDs, though. Seen some Tyreeks. Even seen some Jamar Chases going number 1. If you guys are with me, let me know in the chat or the comments who's the craziest number 1 pick you've seen. So CD goes 1 here. Christian McCaffrey goes 2. I don't think I've seen anyone lower than Chase ever go number 1. I've seen Bijan go number 2. But yeah, first rounds, I don't know if chalky is the right word, but goes pretty close to ADP here. All right. So how you guys doing, dude? Talk to me in the chat. Tyler's not with me here today. Give me some jumping off points. I mean, like I said, I'm not overreacting to all these camp reports and camp news. So not a lot has changed on my player take since then. We'll be going over just proper draft strategy. Amon-Ra St. Brown going number 4 here overall. I wonder if the guy really loves Amon-Ra or at this point it's just exposure. I did notice using best ball overlay. If I'm trying to get even exposure over on underdog for my first 12 players, Amon-Ra was one of my lowest ones. Garrett Wilson was my second lowest one. Jamar Chase going at 6, huh? All right, well, I'll get a running back for sure. Will it be Brees or Bijan? We're going hero RB today after doing some zero RB builds, so that should be fun. Will I get Brees or Bijan? We'll find out in 13 seconds. Who do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. Would you rather have Brees Hall or Bijan Robinson? Obviously, Brees Hall has been better in the past. Feels like Bijan has a little more potential, but we're going off college stats here, and I'll be having Bijan in this draft as Brees Hall just went off the board. Because in the NFL, the production's not even close. Brees Hall has been a much more productive player than Bijan Robinson. Obviously, people excited about the new offensive coordinator with Arthur Smith heading to Pittsburgh, and they got a new regime down there in Atlanta. Will this be the difference for Bijan Robinson? Meg likes Bijan more. Yeah, at this point, we're just evening out exposures, right, Meg? So that's a lot of fun. So, I'll throw it back on the draft board. But real quick, let me look and see who I'm coming back around on. The players I'm going to really like to hope to get number 2 here. Davante Adams, I've talked about him before, but he has the least target competition. And I know you guys are going to say, oh, blah, 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 quarterback. He was pretty good last year in the same quarterback situation, so that doesn't bother me too much. Also, I don't know, like Garrett Wilson didn't really have a good quarterback last year. He had a pretty good season, right? It's not like you need a good quarterback to have a good season, especially if you're an elite player. Almost all these guys can throw it to a wide open guy. So another one I'm rising on is Nico Collins. We'll see if Brandon Ayuk continues to fall. Oh, you know what? I'm definitely going to have an opportunity these guys, especially watching Jonathan Taylor and Jahmyr Gibbs go off the board. That's going to give me more opportunities to get wide receivers. I'm going to check out the board right now. So it's going to be Drake, Devontae, Olave, Nico Collins. I could go do double running back with A-Chain. However, I'm not going to do that today. If this was underdog, I like the 2 RB start a lot more. DraftKings, you got to get these receivers. You just got to get these receivers. So Drake London goes off the board. So my next pick is going to be either Davante Adams or Nico Collins. And you'll say, why not Olave? Why not Ayuk? Who went? Nico Collins just went. All right, so I'll grab Davante Adams next. He's by far the highest share I have of the second-round wide receivers. But at certain points, you got to hashtag get your guys through the draft board back up there for you guys all. Say what's up in the comments, guys. Give me some things to talk about here. So, 2 stud for my team, 2 stud players to start on questionable teams. Now, I know people like Atlanta to win here in that NFC South. However, I don't know if I'm sold on them yet, and we'll see how it goes. Kirk Cousins is coming off a terrible injury, and he's pretty old. They're going to need him to stay healthy. Boy, this is a running back popular room here as I see Saquon Barkley and then A-Chain go off the board here. And the guy right before me, Keegan Daly, did a 2 running back start. It'd be interesting to see where he goes. He'll probably be sniping wide receivers from me as these running backs continue to go off the board. All right. A lot of fun here as people on DraftKings are definitely buying into the running back. Or is it just simply that, hey, these guys are used to managed league and, that's what you need to do. You need to draft running backs early in your home league. So could it be the influx? I mean, sports is pretty dry right now. Have you guys been watching the Olympics? I'll be honest, I haven't been able to get into it. I don't know what's happened to us where our national pride is diminishing. It's a lot more fun when I was a kid. I felt like we really needed to beat Russia. Like it was a big deal to me for us to beat Russia. Now it's like, whatever. Regardless, I'm thinking more people are going to be stepping into these streets soon. So I've been actually dialing back on my drafting a little bit, only because some of the players that I like, I feel like their ADPs are going up. So I'm getting like the same team with worse value. So the guy at number 1 went with a 3 wide receiver start. I don't hate that. Guy at number 2 is looking at is Ayuk off the board? He's going to take Ayuk then if Ayuk's not off the board and get a full-on 49er stack. Come on, bro. What are you even thinking about? That'd be crazy. I don't understand how you would not take Ayuk. He took Mike Evans, huh? All right. Well, what do I know? Brandon Ayuk goes 3. So we have two of the first 3 picks went 3 wide receivers to start, which I do think is the best way to start here on DraftKings. Of course, I'm contradicting myself because I started with Bijan Robinson, but that's the way these things go. Let's go ahead and look at where I'm going to go next here now. Malik Neighbors goes off the board, and he's going to continue to rise in ADP as people watch these highlights. I mean, he looks like an absolute stud in camp. And people, Daniel Jones, bro, he's not that bad. He's going to be able to throw the ball to a wide open guy. High on Malik Neighbors, but I already got a bunch of him. So I'm not worried about missing out on this value. That is some of the beauty of drafting early here. Someone falling down the board is a guy that I'll have to consider, and that's Stephon Diggs as Travis Kelce gets taken right before me. I can also look into DJ Moore, some Michael Pittman. I can go a hero QB with Josh Allen or another running back with Etienne, some DK Metcalf. However, I'm going to draft DJ Moore. I think when I started with the running back first, kind of takes me out of here, a hero QB, because what's up, Tyler? Because I'm so worried about just getting frozen out on wide receiver. If I would have started with 2 wide receivers, I think I would have considered Josh Allen there and probably grab Kincaid on the run back here. So I'm up again here pretty soon. I'm up in 6 picks. Josh Allen just goes off the board. And we'll see how many people in this room. Well, okay, so we already know, actually, 3 of my 12 opponents, and I didn't do it either, with 3 wide receivers to start. I think that's something to keep in mind here because it's going to give you an idea of how fast running backs are going to fly off the board in that round 7, 8 range where they're all stacked together. Because all the 3 wide receiver starts are just going to be running back. The other guys might be reaching or going for some other positions. So these are things that I'm looking at. The other thing I've talked about before, we're looking at, is this a tight end or a quarterback room? Hard to tell so far, as both these guys are going right around ADP. Nothing special. There's been no run on quarterbacks, no real run on tight ends yet. Something for me to keep in mind, and I might be considering an elite tight end next. Or I'll just go wide receiver. Pittman's still on the board here, huh? I almost took him with my last pick. I could get an opportunity. Mahomes is fun, but on this build, it's not going to work for me. Wouldn't mind some Trey McBride here. Jalen Hurts is an okay pick, but I'm not going to go for him. Tank Dell's interesting. Now, on Underdog, him and Stephon Diggs are almost the same. On this contest, it feels like Stephon Diggs is still being drafted a lot higher. Michael Pittman at 31, and I'm at pick 41. I can get Zay Flowers or Trey McBride or Tank Dell. I'll just go ADP. All right, so I got Pittman here to start. So now what I'm looking at is I have 3 wide receivers who, Anthony Richardson probably, I guess I could get some Anthony Richardson with Michael Pittman. DJ Moore, if I were to get Caleb, he's going around round 9. And Devontae Adams, I can get his quarterback right at the end because nobody knows who's going to start there. So at this point, usually I have a clear path of who I want at quarterback. I don't feel like I've done that, right? With Jamar Chase, I know I wanted Burrow. Monroe, I wanted Goff. Tyreek, I wanted Tua. CD, I wanted Dak. Puka, I want Stafford. AJ, you want Jalen Hurts. So not really clear where I'm going at the quarterback position so far. I have 1 running back, 3 wide receivers, and we're watching how this board falls. Time to get aggressive. I did listen to a real fun one yesterday talking about all the different winning strategies. And I'll tell you what, you're looking at these past winners and even the past finalists. There's no clear-cut way to team building. So don't feel like you have to be locked in. Don't feel like you have to, I have to have 4 wide receivers by round 7. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think the sample size is too small. So go ahead, grab your guys, build the team you want, and I wouldn't worry too much about doing things quote unquote correctly. All right. As this board continues, I'm going to have to take a peek at it. I know you guys want me to leave the draft board up a little more. I got that in the comments. However, I do need to kind of plan what I'm doing next. So CJ Stroud way too high here. He's fallen on underdog. He has fallen on underdog. And it makes sense because I feel like Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott are probably the same level of return. I expect them all to be about the same. And yeah, so that is that. Let's see. Christian Kirk would be nice if I would be able to get what's his name to go with. If I can get Trevor there. Keenan Allen. I don't want too much Chicago. I could just go Anthony Richardson. I don't want Rachaad White. Mark Andrews wouldn't be bad, but whatever. Right now it's going to be, if they're still on the board, between Christian Kirk and Anthony Richardson. Christian Kirk just went, so it'll be Anthony Richardson or, yeah, I'm going to go Anthony Richardson here if he's still on the board. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not really that high on Anthony Richardson, but we do want to even our exposures out. So I guess we're on a Colts build now. What the heck is this? CBS puts too many ads on their stuff. All right. Let me close that out. All right. So I just went Anthony Richardson here. So now I have a quarterback. I have one running back, 3 wide receivers. I got to worry about getting frozen out on tight end next. So might be reaching because I want George Kittle or Evan Ingram. So that's probably going to be the next type of pick I'm going for. And then from there, I just feel home free. I got the quarterback. I got the running back. I will probably draft my second quarterback higher than usual because I am worried about Richardson's durability. And that's why I've been passing on him overall. But you know what? I mean, I'm not going to just build the same team on these streams every single time. So that was one of the reasons that I decided to go for Richardson there. All right, let's see what's going next. Chris Godwin goes off the board. No crazy builds so far. Yeah, no one's done anything stupid like 3 quarterbacks or 3 tight ends or anything. So we're going to continue. Remember, fanspeak.com is the home for your NFL Best Ball summer. Go over there. Check out all the articles and the updated rankings as they continue to move with the news. With Roman Wilson getting hurt, does Pat Freiermuth move up? We'll find out here. So George Kittle's off the board. That means I'm targeting Evan Ingram next. How far am I going to have to reach for him? But I don't care. All the way down here, huh? But it's like he's the last elite tight end here on the board that I want. I mean, I guess I can go Jake Ferguson, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to reach for Evan Ingram next. I don't know. I don't play Rainmakers, Edward. So someone else would have to help you out with that. If Ingram gets sniped for me here, I'll pass and we'll go like the, what's it called, late tight end strategy, or you just grab 3 after pick 150. All right, I grabbed Evan Ingram now. Yes, that was a reach, but you can argue Ferguson's going to be an elite tight end, so maybe I didn't cut out the elite tight end bill, but I didn't want to get left out in the cold here of the tight ends. And of everyone in my pod, there's only now 3 players without tight ends. So tight ends taken care of. I do need to prioritize backup quarterback because I am worried about Richardson's durability. But other than that, because I have quarterback and because I have tight end taken care of, I can kind of just chill and just pick my guys and pick my best available players. And that's where if I was on underdog using the best ball overlay, it'd be fun because you can argue, should I be evening some of my exposures or just continuing to go in on my guys? If Felix Castro was in the chat, he would tell me to draft Najee with my very next pick. So let's see if I have an opportunity to do that. The 2 guys sandwiched around me have taken 3 running backs already. So that gives me an idea that some of these running backs should be available to me when I continue. So David Montgomery just went off the board. I think he's a fun player to talk about. He's someone I was really targeting early in the season, and I swear, like, he's just fallen out of my range. I like what this guy did here at number 1, Peebasaur or whatever. Hopefully he's not extinct. But he starts 4 wide receivers, grabs a tight end. Boy, Trey McBrown in round 5 is nice. And then he gets 2 quarterbacks correlated to go with. Boy, for the number 1 pick, he did really well. Now, you know me, I like McCaffrey at number 1, but I like what he did here. Right now, I'd say he has the best team in the pod. It's better than mine, but anything can happen here on Best Ball. I saw a Jewish McCaffrey tweet today, right? That who was the player he was talking about? Elijah Mitchell, right? 90% of the time he's not going to do anything, but 10% of the time he could be one of the top 10 players that you're getting in the last round and really bolsters your team. It's only 10%, but that's the game we play, and we don't want to take too much into whether or not, you know, we want using poker lingo. We don't want to be too results oriented here. So wide receivers continue to go off the board. I got guys. I'm going to take the board off the screen, and we're going to plan our next pick. Ladd McConkey, someone I'm high on. Joe Burrow, but I have no Cincinnati correlation. If I were to grab him now, I'd be like Gesicki. What's his name? Jermaine Burton, and the other guy, I can't even pronounce his name. Uvasi or something. So Keon Coleman's interesting, but I'm fine letting him go. He just went off the board anyways. I grabbed some Ladd McConkey here. I do like Brian Thomas a lot. And then that puts me in the Trevor sweepstakes. All right. Let's go Brian Thomas. I've been drafting Ladd McConkey a lot lately. I know I do need running backs, right? But the thing is, the wide receiver cliff is going to fall a lot more than the running backs as of now. So I think wide receiver is more important for me to address right now. I have 4 wide receivers now. I have 1 correlated one, and I think I've kind of locked into Trevor as my second quarterback. So we're going to keep an eye on that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and look right now, guys. I know you like to look at the draft board, but we got to see. All right, Trevor is at where? Okay, I don't need to take him my next pick. He's at 116 on here. There's all these quarterbacks above him. I could even go for Caleb as my backup QB because I did get DJ Moore as well. So let's see who's on the board here. I could grab a naked Burrow and try and back correlate him. I don't love doing that. I have a lot of Burrow already. Addison obviously is going to continue the free fall, so I'll just stay away until the fall on his draft status just kind of stabilizes, but he's going to continue to go down on boards. DeAndre Swift, if he ends up being the league winner, then I'm in trouble because I have some of him. I guess, if I was going to go all in and say I'm going to get Caleb here, I could grab some DeAndre Swift here. Ramondre, if he beats me, he beats me, but I haven't taken a lot of him. Ferguson would have been there. I could grab Caleb too right now. That's interesting. Do I grab Caleb now or do I just wait for Trevor? What's the opportunity cost? I mean, I'm not in love with any of these players here on the board. I might just grab Caleb next. I mean, Brock Bowers is awesome, but we don't need to draft him every single time I'm on the stream. Yeah, you know what? I might just grab Caleb right now. Najee just went off the board. Well, that's probably what we look at. Some Zach Moss, interesting. Toner Pollard, interesting. I've been grabbing their backups more. If they end up being good, I'm in trouble. This is Zach Moss, Tony Pollard year because I just been going more Tyjae Spears and Chase Brown. A couple more picks, and then we'll see if I can get. We'll go Caleb next, and hope he ends up being good. So the guy after me is auto drafting. Gosh, I wish I had someone with me here today because I got to use the bathroom. All right, I'm going to try and hold off as long as I can. All right. Back to the draft board, and we got a little while to wait. Man, I should have eaten before the stream. I'm hungry right now. This is the worst part about losing weight. So I started the run on quarterbacks there. People will probably think I'm crazy for taking Caleb over Burrow and Love, but I got the correlation, and I'm not really too worried about stuff like that. All right, I'm up in 10 picks. David Njoku goes off the board. He's someone I don't have a lot of. If he has a good season, I'm going to be in trouble as well. There goes DeAndre Swift. That guy's probably pissed that I took Caleb because he has a Dunze. Man, a Dunze is going to be good too. These rookie wide receivers are going to be good, man. I can't wait for the season to start. I think we got the Hall of Fame game this week. Guys, don't get excited about that. Those preseason games are not fun. I'm not a big preseason guy personally. All right. Curtis Samuel goes off the board. Brock Purdy with his 49ers correlation goes off the board. I'm up in 5 picks. All right. I've addressed most of my needs, so I can just grab whoever I want. Guys, I know you like looking at the other thing, but we got to figure out who we're going to pick next. I'll give Underdog credit. The fact that you can, is there a way to superimpose the draft board? Yeah, I don't know. That's one good thing about Underdog is that you can put the draft board on a separate screen. If there's a way to do it on DK that I'm just not aware of, let me know. Is Brock Bowers still on the board? You know, I'd take him if he's there. All right. Who are we looking at? No Addison, no Chubb, no Eckler. Although if you're going to take Eckler, take him on this site. I already have 2 QBs. No Javonte, no Mike Williams. I can do some Trey Benson or some Cortland Sutton. I'm going to take Trey Benson now and hope Cortland Sutton's there when I come back around. He might not be, though. This guy's got 2 shots, and he needs wide receivers. Just crams guy. I got to do better at this presenting. Yeah, I doubt Cortland Sutton will be there. Looking at how much running backs these guys had, you know what? He already has 5 running backs. Okay, that's wild. 5 running backs, 3 wide receivers. What is he doing? Well, he just took Jaden Daniels. Okay, this guy's got a pretty traditional DraftKings build, 1151. He's probably going to grab a running back here. This guy 0341 is going to take a wide receiver or a quarterback. This guy, yeah, he took a running back like I expected. Okay, Jay Gomez 0341. He will probably take quarterback or a wide receiver would be my guess. 0251. He's going to take a QB with one of his 2 picks, I would assume. So we're going to continue to go. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, concern, throw them in the chat. Let's get this thing going. Man, usually I'm more talking today. I think I'm too hungry. So we'll see how it goes. I should have started my food already. I might run go do that right now, actually. I might make my next pick, and then sorry for the delay. Meg, if you want to jump on and talk for 2 minutes, that'd be cool. This guy's going to probably hit QB running back is going to be my guess. So he took another wide receiver, 0261. Hey, I can't fault that format. If you're going to go heavy on one position, go heavy on wide receiver. Especially because he has the 2 hero running backs here. It's got to be a quarterback here, though, right? He's going to take Herbert. Nick Chubb is an interesting guy. I mean, he could be a quote-unquote league winner, right? If he's just balling at the end of the season. The question is, will you get to the playoffs taking a 0 on that spot for the first 6-7 weeks? All right, let's continue going here. I am up in 1 pick. I can take whoever I want. A lot of players I've been passing on. I'll take Cortland Sutton. Should I go 3 quarterbacks and just take Trevor? I might do that. I'm thinking 3 quarterbacks. Cortland Sutton or Trevor Lawrence will be my next pick. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Richardson's weird, man. I've drafted him, but I don't really believe in him. I don't know. Is that stupid? What do you guys think? I'm going to take Trevor. Weird build. 3 QBs in the first 10 rounds. I know that's not optimal. All right, let's see how this goes. Probably should have eaten before the thing. You know what? I'm gonna go throw my foot on right now. I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back. And away we go. Let's see what's happened while I've been gone. Little running back run. Chase Brown, a player I like. Cortland Sutton went right after I picked. That guy still only has 3 wide receivers, so we're going to see how it goes. All right. Who should I be picking next? I'm up in 3 picks. Guys, don't draft when you're hungry. Talk to me in the comments. Talk to me in the chat. How stupid was I to take 3 quarterbacks already? To be fair, on DraftKings, the quarterbacks do run. But ideally, I'd like to go 2 quarterbacks and then take a shot on like a Justin Fields, a Russell Wilson, Gardner Minshew, Daniel Jones. I probably didn't do this ideally, but we'll see. We will see. Who's left on the board here? Not a bunch of players. Are you serious? And all these good quarterbacks are sitting here. I don't want A.D. Mitchell. He hasn't even been out Josh Downs in camp. I don't want Cole Kmet. All right, let's go for a Dallas running back. Rico Suave, Rico Dowdle. And now I am at what? 3-3-4-1. I need another wide receiver, but remember, I did spend way more capital on wide receiver so far than running back. So, gosh, I don't like this team. I screwed up. All right, we'll see what happens. We can still make it work. Let's hopefully a lot of the guys that I like continue to fall for me. Players I'm looking at next. Oh, Gabe Davis, of course, will be number 1. Jahan Dotson will be number 2. Charbonnet will be 3. Pat Freiermuth will be 4. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move Josh Downs. It's going to go Gabe Davis, then Josh Downs for correlation purposes, then Dotson, Charbonnet, Freiermuth. That's who I got queued up. Let's go back and see what the rest of these guys are doing here. How many? So this guy's got 0 quarterback, 1 quarterback, 1 quarterback, 2, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, dude, I'm the only one who wanted quarterbacks. I totally screwed that up. I probably could have waited on that. Charbonnet goes off the board there, so he's not going to be an option. Well, let's see. After this next pick, we will know. I'm going to get 1 correlated. Either Gabe Davis or Josh Downs. I would rather have Gabe Davis because I think obviously Trevor's going to be passing a lot more. All right. Freiermuth went off the board. Let's go with some Gabe Davis then. All right. I doubt Downs will get back to me, but we'll see. One of the flaws of this team now also is that I have 2 of my top 5 wide receivers from the same team. To be fair, I used pick 4 and 5 on them. That could be kind of good. However, I don't know. Jerry Jeudy went after him. Man, I haven't been drafting Jerry Jeudy at all. If you guys are high on Jeudy, let me know in the chat. I'd be interested to hear. I don't know what to make of Deshaun Watson, man. It feels like an NBA player. Like he got his money and he's done. I don't know. All right, keep it moving along. Remember, the show is brought to you by Fanspeak.com. Head on over there. You'll get the best for articles and the updated best ball rankings, fanspeak.com. Jahan Dotson goes off the board. Let's look at where these guys are at as far as wide receivers. So 5, 5, 6. The main guy I'm worried about taking downs for me would be this Pearl Jam guy. The guy from ETR, of course, has 7 wide receivers already. Boy, what a surprise, right? And Keegan Daly too, but he's auto drafting, so he'd have to be at the top of the board. Josh Downs would. He will be though by the time he gets there. Okay. Jalen Wright's an interesting one to take a shot on. Neither A-Chain or Mostert have been the most durable guys throughout their career. Wright actually, in my head, I kind of labeled him as a speedster because he is fast, but he's actually pretty big. So that's someone we'll be interested in. I guess I could take some Leggett. I've been barely taking him. I heard Bryce Young's looking good in camp, but everybody looks good in camp, right? Quentin Johnson, I'll find staying away from him. Baker, I already have 3 QBs. Darnell Mooney, I'll take him if he's on the board. Let's go Mooney. I think I'd rather even have Thielen than Leggett. We'll see how that turns out. If you've been watching, you know that Steve's not too high on him. Let's see. I mean, ideally, Josh Downs will get back to me, but oh no, he already got taken off the board. Jalen Polk, that's the player I'm high on. There goes Thielen, and I am on the clock. So, all right, let's just take Darnell Mooney. That's kind of a no-brainer. All right, so we got Darnell Mooney there. I am at 3-3-6-1. I don't really care about tight end, so pretty much running backs from here on out. Let's see what we get. We got 2. I got auto drafters right around me. It should make it easier. You'd think my team would be better, guys. What the heck's wrong with me? 3 QBs. What's wrong with me? I should have eaten before this stream. What have you guys been eating lately? Dude, I'm trying to lose weight. It says chicken and rice, chicken and vegetables, chicken and rice, chicken and vegetables. Not fun. Not fun, but hopefully I will be in shape once the season starts, and I will be ready to head on up to the various casinos and eat plenty of fatty foods without being overweight. And I can live a long, long time and do best ball drafts until I'm 99 years old. All right. I'm up now. Jalen Wright, Kendre Miller, who's fallen down the board because of a hamstring injury, Ray Davis, Jermaine Burton, who's interesting, but we're going to go Jalen Wright here. All right. So now I'm at 3-4-6-1. Cool. I can pretty much drop to whoever I want now. Obviously, we're done at quarterback, but there goes Jaleel McLaughlin, my favorite guy. I mean, if I didn't already have so much Jaleel McLaughlin, I would have taken him there. But we got to even up the exposures at this point, especially because who knows? First I was all excited, and then the reports came out that Javonte is the clear number 1. He's doing great. Bo Nix loves him. And so who knows what's going on there in Denver. What do you guys think about Denver? Because I think that we've been counting them out, and they could be sneaky good, but I feel that way about the Chargers too. That AFC West is going to be tough, and I know we said that, and they ended up being not that good. Last year when we had Jimmy G was at it, and we got Devontae, and what was that guy's name? The crazy defensive end, Chandler Jones. Remember, we all thought that was going to be a good pickup for the Raiders. That was fun. You guys remember that? I don't think he's even in the league anymore. Huge run on running backs in round 14 as, let's see, so far 7 of the 11 picks have been running backs. I mean, I should be looking at tight end here, but most of the good tight ends have gone off the board. If this team's going to be good, Evan Ingram's going to have to be good. Isaiah Likely just went off the board there. I might just wait and push it all the way back and just take shots and just hope that Evan Ingram's good. I think my chances of finding a wide receiver or a running back that's going to actually hit my lineup multiple weeks at this point in the draft is a lot higher than tight end because of that run that tight end that I just missed. However, That's why I've reached for Evan Ingram, so I didn't have to worry about tight end at this stage in the draft. I wonder if it's a good day to buy on Roman Wilson, right? I know Kendrick Miller is going to continue to drop. Maybe I'll go for him. Some Jermaine Burton would be interesting. Ricky Pearsall, I know he's been injured, so he's going to drop. I don't know. Maybe I'll stay away from him. Man, Burton was the guy I was going to draft. Should I take some Kendrick Miller? I don't have a lot of Troy Franklin. Let's take some Troy Franklin today. All right, so we got Troy Franklin there. That puts me at 3, 4, 7, 1. What's the tight end board looking like? I mean, Ben Sinat's just going to continue to drop. I don't know why he's ranked so high on here. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a shot on him. Of course, so the late ones I'd be looking at, all these guys I like: Chig, Jatavion, Johnny Smith, Noah Fant, Gesicki, even Michael Mayer, because I didn't get Brock Bowers. Zach Ertz will probably be good at the beginning of the year. I like Hayden Hurst. Cade Stover could be good. Who was the other tight end they were talking about? Oh, Gerald Everett might take over for Cole Kmet. You know what? I'll probably take Gerald Everett with my very last pick. All right. Bryce Young just went off the board, huh? So we'll see where we go next. I will probably grab a running back, right? Because I only have 4. Yeah, we'll grab a running back next. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Noah Fant already went off the board. Boy. So, yeah, the late tight end's not going to be as viable as I hoped, guys. Fanspeak.com. Give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the Fanspeak Network. Man, I'm hungry. I want to finish this draft and go get some food. All right. Ray Davis just goes off the board. Won't be drafting him. Man, I wanted to get him too. Let's see where these guys are at. 6 running backs, though. So this guy will take a running back. I wonder if this guy has his auto draft set. He's 3651. He's auto drafting. I have mine set to not give me more than 6 running backs. So he just took Roman Wilson. All right, Kendrick Miller it is. He's continuing to fall as he's had a training camp injury, but he's someone I've been high on all year. If Alvin Kamara ends up being really good, I'm in trouble. How do I get this looking better? Let's get it right here. All right, Khalil Herbert goes off the board. Daniel Jones off the board there. This is where we're really in the dog days of drafting here. Tough for the player takes. We're just going to shoot some darts and see exactly how it goes. Marvin Mims just goes off the board. He's a player that I think could be good. They said that, I know Peyton was really high on him. And then because Jerry Jeudy had that role last year, Mims is supposed to take over that role this year. Let's see how it goes. Jeudy, Mims, 2 players I'm really not sure about. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go flip my food. All right. I don't know. I put my headphones in. I'm by myself. All right. Well, my headphones are in. In case someone just shows up to the stream, Meg. Running backs continue to go off the board. Braylon Allen, Damian Pierce, 2 players that I know my guys, Justin and Andrew, are high on. Justin and Andrew did a fun show last night. I was able to catch it while I was at work. I wasn't in the chat too much, but they always put out good content. And with 2 of them, right, they can kind of make fun of each other, go back and forth here. I like doing these solo shows because it gives you the idea of just my mindset going into the draft. My problem is always when we get to these points of the draft, I don't really have a lot of player takes. And I think that if any of these players go through, it's going to be luck. I mean, I know some people saw Nakua last year and they knew he was going to be good. However, I don't really have any hot player takes like that. Okay, so Benson not still on the board. I'll go ahead and take him there. If not, I'm going to grab Jonnu Smith or Jatavion Sanders. So I'm going tight end next. We're going tight end. I can go Juwan Johnson too, actually. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to just take, let's just put the tight ends only on the board. Audric Estime goes off the board. All right, we'll take some Ben Sinnott. What pick was that? Pick 200. At least the draft's going fast because the two guys around me are auto drafting. So he took Jonnu. He must have his rankings set though. That wasn't the top player available on the board. All right, we'll see where we're going. We know pick 20 for me is going to be who did I say? Gerald Everett. There's Eovasis going off the board. He's an interesting guy. Luke McCaffrey as well. At this range, man, I think you can make arguments for all these guys, but it's gonna take opportunity. Someone's gonna have to get hurt. Something's gonna have to happen. But of course, they all do have that potential upside, and that's the weird game we're playing in these late rounds. That's why I think it's okay to just have some fun and grab guys like in the 300s, like Gerald Everett or players like that. Jalen Millen, a player that I probably would have targeted, went off the board. Maybe I should have taken him instead of Sanat, but whatever. What am I at right now? I am at 3,572. I like Javon Baker here. I'll go for him if he's available. I already have two tight ends. So we're going to go Javon Baker. Okay, well, that'll be it. We'll go Javon Baker here. Otherwise, I was going to go Dante Foreman or Tyler Boyd. I like Tyler Boyd a lot here. Probably Javon Baker. I'm falling into those camp highlights again because, bro, he looked awesome yesterday, and they just showed him schooling everybody and beating everybody and being faster than everybody, and I got to stop watching that stuff. Tyler Boyd's better than Javon Baker. I'm going to be pissed that I watched that highlight this morning. All right. Scroll down on this draft board. See, Tyler Boyd goes right after him. I swear the players I talk about go right after it. So, yeah. And this guy's auto drafting too. So at least these guys that are auto drafting, they must have done rankings because it's not just taking the top player off the board. Elijah Moore, an interesting one. I'm actually higher on him than Judy when you consider the opportunity cost because at this point we're just throwing darts, right? I'll probably grab one more receiver, a running back, and then we'll do Greg Everett for my very last pick. Guys, remember, fanspeak.com is the place to be for your best ball summer. Also, if you're using Underdog, go to bestballoverlay.com. Use that promo code FANSPEAK. You sign up, and it's going to give you an overlay. It's going to show you who the guys play in the playoff weeks. It's going to show you your exposures, and then you can also not only just get your individual exposures to players, you can also get your stack exposures, right? So like, I have 8% Amon-Ra, but I have 2% Amon-Ra Jared Goff, right? Things like that. So it definitely helps you, especially if you're like me and you've been drafting all year. And at this point, you're kind of more evening out your exposures than hammering your player takes. Generic Prince, right? See, that's a guy watching camp reports because he's supposedly getting more work than CEH. So we see him going up the board, and Mr. Clyde Edwards-Helaire continue to drop. Boy, I thought he was going to be so good. I remember when they drafted him, I was just thinking this guy's going to be one of the best running backs, and it just did not happen for him. Jawan Jennings, a player that I like there going in round 19 as well here. So this is where it's time to have some fun and just take some shots here. Whoever you like. Speaking of that, let's see who are we going to take a shot on. We know we're going Gerald Everett with the last pick. Boy, what do I have here? I should probably take a running back. So I'll take Foreman if he's still on the board. Otherwise, screw it. I'll take Hyatt or Tolbert. All right, Foreman's still on the board. All right, and then we're going tight end for the last pick. Let's get rid of these guys. And we're going to take some Gerald Everett with our very last pick, and then I'll go over this team here. Guys, sorry I wasn't as, joking around today. I think the diet's catching up to me, and I just didn't have the energy. got a lot of stuff on my mind too right now. I'm doing some personal changes and stuff with my life. But hey, we're here. Fanspeak.com. Give us a thumbs up, and we're going to continue to try to draft winners. Maybe, boy, Jatavion Sanders, I could have taken him there. Could end up regretting that as well. I feel like this is just a draft of regret, but I wonder if it's just the empty stomach giving me all that regret. So, you know what, guys? I'm going to just go ahead right now and just go over the team because I'm 99% sure Gerald Everett's going to be there. So I went hero running back. I started with Bijan Robinson. Then I ripped off 3 number 1 wide receivers in a row. 2 of them really don't have too much competition in Pittman and Adams. And then, of course, DJ Moore does have a lot of target competition, but he was excellent last season. Grabbed Anthony Richardson. I don't love him, but we are evening out exposures here. Evan Ingram was a big reach, but I didn't want to get frozen out on tight end. Then I grabbed some Brian Thomas. I also have Caleb, Trey Benson, Trevor Lawrence, Rico Dowdle, Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Wright. So you can see basically on the strategy here was to hero RB, shore up the wide receiver, get my tight end because I didn't want to get frozen out in there. And then I just kind of hashtag got my guys and got some even exposure there towards the end. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you found this helpful. I don't really feel like it was my best show. Maybe that's just the hunger talking. But regardless, one way or the other, right? This team could be really good. This team could be really bad. But one thing you can count on is I'll be back next week to continue to guide you through my DraftKings strategy on Fanspeak Network.